Alright, here we go. So I'm about to show y'all a 16 interruption combo that you can do off of one card. So we're gonna go pre-preparation of rights right here. Now this is Mitsurugi, Snake Eyes, Fiendsmith. So I'm gonna grab Habakiri right here. And then we're gonna activate Habakiri to summon Sagi. Now this could just be simply a 2-card combo if you draw one of the rituals plus Habakiri, or Habakiri plus one of the other ritual monsters. Then we're gonna grab the ritual right here. Then we're gonna activate the ritual, and we're gonna use it to special summon this using the Night Sword Serpent plus Kusanagi. So I'm gonna just summon this out. Now we're gonna go Kusanagi effect to grab ritual, and then Night Sword Serpent to summon out. Then we're going to activate the ritual again. And this time we're going to summon either of the 2 other ritual monsters. I like to go Mirakumo first. Then we're going to activate Habakiri. Now we're going to add the other ritual monster. So I'm going to add Futsu to my hand. And then of course Habakiri is going to summon back out. Then we're going to go mirror effect to actually summon Futsu. So we're going to tribute off the other one that we haven't used the effect of yet. This is going to search, and right here we can search for prayers. And then of course Mirakumo is going to summon back to the field. Now right here, we're going to activate prayers to tribute off the last one that hasn't activated its effect yet. Then we're going to go both effects. We're going to add this card, Aramasa. Once you add Aramasa, you're just going to summon that onto the field. And then of course now we're going to activate Futsu. We're going to activate Aramasa, and then we're going to activate the mirror. It's going to shuffle that back into the deck, and then just grab a ritual monster. And then right here you can grab prayers or purification. Since we've already used the effect of prayers right here, I grab purification, so we'll have an omni negate. You can grab prayers if you want to, but I like to grab purification and then summon Futsu back out. So now the way this plays out is you can go Hope Harbinger with these 2. Making sure you set it in your normal monster zone, not in your extra monster zone. And then you're going to go Internal Flame Banshee. And then Eternal Flame Banshee is going to detach to grab Ash. Now we can normal summon Ash. Ash is going to grab Poplar. Now, if you do this the other way, if you've already used your normal summon to search for Habakiri, you can grab Poplar. Poplar will search for Original Sinful Spoils, which would then use Original Sinful Spoils after you link this off for Linkuriboh to basically send the Poplar from the bottom to also go to, well, I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, send Poplar off of Original Sinful Spoils from the bottom after you link it off to grab Ash. Ash will summon itself onto the field through the Original Sinful Spoils. Then you would grab Birch from Ash, and then you can summon Birch out as your body, so you'll have the additional body there. And then you can use Ash effect to send this card plus Ash to get to your Flamberge. So we're going to grab Poplar right here through our normal combo. We're going to go Poplar to grab the field spell. Now, so I don't mess this up, or so you don't mess this up, let's just go ahead and activate the field spell, and then we are going to set Snake Eye Die Bellstar in the bottom down here, so you don't mess this up. Then we're gonna go Link Karibo right here off of Poplar. Poplar is going to set itself in the bottom down here, and then we're going to go Ash Effect to send Poplar plus itself to summon out Flamberge. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go into IP Masquerena using Flamberge and the Banshee. Now we're going to activate Flamberge, which is going to summon these two bodies out. And then we're going to go into Promethean Princess using IP Masquerena plus the Link Karibo. Then we're going to activate Promethean to summon Flamberge back out. Flamberge effect to set the IP. Then we're going to link into Amblowell. You can use Flamberge right here and Promethean Princess, and I know what you're thinking. Why would you link off for Amblowell using your Flamberge? It does not matter, trust me. It does not matter. You're gonna get this back. Your Diabell Stars right there. You're gonna get it back, don't worry. So we're gonna Moon of the Closed Heavens using Ash and Poplar right here. And then we're gonna go into Requiem using Moon. Then we're gonna activate Requiem to summon out Lacrima. Lacrima, activate. And then we're gonna send Engraver. Now we're gonna activate Requiem from the grave to attach to the Lacrima to go into Necroquip Princess. Now we're going to activate Fiendsmith Engraver, being careful not to use Requiem or Lacrima. You want to send back Moon because these two will be a graveyard interaction on your opponent's next turn. You're going to need that, so don't use that. Now we're going to go into DD Wave King Caesar. DDD Wave King Caesar. So now this is where we can activate Snake Eye Die Bellstar to actually set Flamberge right here to summon a Diabellstar, and this is how you get Flamberge down here. Then we're gonna go into Pit Knight Earl using the Amblowell plus the Snake Eye Diabellstar. I like to set it right here, but you could put it here if you want to. And this kind of starts off your basic interaction right here. Pit Knight Earl, if they summon right here and then try to activate an effect, this card can activate, change the opponent's monster attack to 0 and negate its effects. So you got one interaction right there with Pit Knight Earl. Let's go through the rest of them. You'll have 2 interactions here, so interruptions. So 1 interruption, 2 with this effect right here, discard 1 card or the effect is negated. So that's 2 interruptions. When it's summoned back, and then you can basically use this card effect right here to wipe the field. That's 3 interruptions. This card right here, this makes 4 interruptions as a spell negate, 5 interruptions as a attack deflection. Then you get 2 special summon interruptions to where you can stop 2 special summons. That's 7 interruptions because of those 2. IP Masquerena will make a 4 Material Appaloosa, so that's 11 interruptions. You could say 3 if you're going to go just into a 3 Material Appaloosa, but I like to go into a 4 Material Appaloosa, which will make 4 interruptions. Great Purification will make 5, or another one, so that would make, what, 12 interruptions. Plus this one if you count it, but it'll be on the next turn after. So on their turn though, you'll have 12 interruptions there. Then to look into the graveyard. We got a pop right here with Amblo Whale. If a link 3 or if a link 3 or lower is destroyed, you can banish this card from the graveyard to pop something. So where we at? 12 interruptions. That's 13. And then with these two cards, we can send a trap. That'll make 14 interruptions. Promethean Princess will make 15 interruptions, and then this will change one of their monsters' attack to 0, which will make 16 interruptions that you will be able to do from this combo. So yeah, I want to set the purification, and then let me show you how these combos actually play out. So I'm just end the turn right here, and I'm not going to activate Lacrima yet. A lot of the times you can just leave this in the graveyard until after you make Appaloosa. So I'm gonna let some of this stuff fly. So I could stop this card right here, but I kind of want to showcase like what all this deck can do. So I'm gonna let some stuff fly so he can gain advantage, and then I'm gonna stop the other stuff. So of course this card right here, I don't want this to resolve. Card destruction, so I am going to negate that with Hope Harbinger. Of course I'm going to let this go through. I could stop it, but I do want to let him build some advantage, so I'm gonna let this go through. Alright, so he summons a body right here, and then what I'm gonna do, look, we have a pop right here that we could do with Promethean, but first I'm gonna go Divine Temple of the Snake Eye, which would allow me to summon out Flamberge. Now you don't want to summon IP Masquerade and get trigger happy. Don't worry, you'll see why I'm saying this. So they can't imperm Flamberge, because when you summon out Flamberge, it's after they have a body on field. So now you can go Flamberge effect to bring IP Masquerade onto the field, just like that. Just like that. Now if you want to wait, so then that way you can maximize your effects, what we can do right here is we can go Purification, or we can go Mirakumo so we can get its effect off, forcing them to discard to actually resolve this effect right here. So that's what we're going to do. So we stop that effect. Let's see what he does next. And this is just to show you how to get maximum like effects out of this. So he's going to go into Baguska. And wow, that puts everything into defense. So if I want to stop this card, I can Promethean Princess right here and pop. Which would probably be the best interaction to actually stop Baguska, but I'm gonna just let that ride. I'm gonna just let that ride. That's a pretty good effect right there, I'm not gonna lie. So Baguska, there's nothing really I can do about Baguska at this moment. This is a banned card, by the way. Banned card. So yeah. Let's just attack into, actually it didn't activate or anything, so that's a pretty good bypass right there. I'm gonna just pass turn so I can show more interaction. It doesn't matter, like Baguska can't stop me anyways. You can't stop this board. So it's gonna detach. Because I do want to show what this like deck can do. And Baguska Pass doesn't allow me to show that, so I'm gonna just set this card and just pass turn. I'm gonna let this Baguska ride so I can show like how many interactions I have from the board that I built. There we go. So he goes into Blackluster Soldier. I'm not going to pop it right there like that, but what I can do is I can go into IP Masquerena right here. So I can go into a 4 material IP Masquerena. So, oh no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to use Pit Knight Earl as 1 material, Mirakumo as 1 material. We're going to go IP Masquerena as 1 material, and then Flamberge as 1 material. Flamberge effect is going to activate. Summon these 2 bodies out onto the field. And then we're gonna go Poplar right here. I'm pretty sure this was made with a level 7, so I'm pretty sure it's probably like unable to be targeted or destroyed by card effects, so which is fine. So I'm gonna add Sinful Spoils, and then also I'm gonna add Kurakara right here, which is a good board breaker. Poplar is gonna activate, and then right here you can set to your back row Snake Eye Bellstar, because it can set Flamberge and summon a body onto the field. So that's what we're gonna do. Then right here we can activate La Crema. To summon the Requiem. Requiem effect activate to summon La Crema back out into defense. And then right here you're gonna activate La Crema to actually send Fiendsmith in Paradise. Just like that. And he can't attack into me because I have attack deflection right here with Hope Harbinger, and Link Karibo would change this to 0. So yeah. So look at like how much stuff we could do. So we still got a Hope Harbinger negate that we didn't use. We still have our, well, we did use it to stop the discards. Hope High King Caesar 2 negates, and then we also have, I mean, that Baguska was kind of funny though, I'm not gonna lie. Baguska was pretty funny. They could have Baguska'd, I guess, but I mean, here's the thing, they wouldn't even be able to get 2 material onto the field. That was just for me showing the video, but they wouldn't have been able to get 2 material on the field in the first place, because I would have been stopping special summons, because I would have used Wave King Caesar to stop. I would have been using pops. I mean, I got Lacrima to send once they do finally get past the Wave King Caesar. I would have had the Pit Knight Earl, so like all kind of stuff to pretty much stop. Plus Baguska's banned, so like fuck that card. But anyways, what does this card do? So if it destroys something, so I can just attack this shit. Yeah, I can just attack that. So that's what I'm gonna do. And we're gonna call it a day. And look at that. Amblo Well could activate. I could banish and destroy something on the field. So this is just showing the interactions that I could have. Like how much stuff I could actually do. If I want to attack for game, it's game. I should like show more interaction, because I didn't show everything. Like I didn't show the Fiendsmith in Paradise. Hopefully y'all understand like how most of this stuff works though, how the interactions work. So we got a 4 material Appaloosa, which could monster negate. We also have DD Wave King Caesar, which could special summon negate. We would still have our trap wouldn't be live, which is why I would have wanted to use the negate of this first. It would have resummoned back out Mirakumo, but that's why prayers would probably be a better choice to grab when you go to link off Mirakumo. So prayers is probably a better choice, but I like to get this one for an Omni negate. So if they try to like activate Imperm as a starter, you could use Great Purification to tribute the Mirakumo as a Omni to stop that effect. So they can't, like, because the only thing they would really Imperm would be either Hope Harbinger or Wave King Caesar on the opening play. Anything else would have been pretty stupid because you don't really have anything up here that they would want to try to stop with Imperm. Imperming Mirakumo would be stupid because you would just chain the Mirakumo to the Imperm. They would discard, which they're still going to discard anyways, but they would actually have to discard to negate it, and it wouldn't matter anyways because the effect would have already gone through. So Imperming this, they were going to have to discard anyways. So would be, or not this, but the Mirakumo, which would be stupid. So they would Imperm this or this. And they wouldn't Imperm Pit Knight Earl because they could just play here, 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 or here, and not play in this spot right here. So these are your two Imperm targets. If they have multiple Imperms, then, you know, maybe, yeah, they could start stopping some stuff, but why wouldn't they play Imperm when you were comboing off, if that's the case, right? So yeah, but yeah, hopefully this combo kind of showed y'all something crazy. I probably should just pass turn to show more interaction, but I mean, I think y'all get the gist of it. Promethean Princess, I still didn't even use that to pop. This will be your fire monster that you would have on the field to actually like tribute off for Promethean Princess to get that pop. So you would want to use Promethean after you get Appaloosa because you don't summon any more monsters on the field after Appaloosa. It's just using what you have on the field. Well, I take that back a lot. There's a potential for this card to come back, Mirakumo, but usually you activate and you do the Mirakumo negates and board wipes and all of that stuff, and then go in Appaloosa before you go Promethean. Promethean is kind of the last resort thing anyways, so it's kind of like once they've forced you to use up all of your Appaloosa negates, once they've been board wiped, Promethean is kind of like a, hey, this is that last pop after they've tried to build their board again. You just finally pop their shit and now they can't get back into the game, if you can even get to that point, because like I said, this is a 16 interruption combo, and I know I'm ranting and, or not, but I'm kind of going on, but just, you know, talking about how the interruptions flow. So let me show y'all the deck list while I'm sitting here running my mouth. So this is the deck. Also, I do know that Apple is going to be banned soon. So I know Alpo is not going to be in this deck. I also know that Droll is going to 2. So Droll is going to 2. Callby is going to 1. And Apple is going to be banned. So that's 3 cards that the ratio is going to be changed in. When you take Droll out of this deck, you can literally just add another Imperm. And then when Callby comes out of the deck, then, I mean, just find another thing to put in here. I mean, you can run 2 Nibiru's if you want to. I don't care. Put whatever. Also, for Apple, a good replacement for Appaloosa, because you're going to use 4 materials to go into Appaloosa, what you could do is just sit on the IP Masquerena let them make their plays. Like, not necessarily let them, but as they're trying to break your board, as they're doing things to try to break your board, when they finally get a monster on the field, while your IP Masquerade is on the field, when you can replace this card, what you're going to put on the field will be this card right here. Link 5. Underworld Goddess. So just replace Apple with Goddess. Simple as that. And what that does is you basically tribute their monster on the field to go into Goddess. Does that make sense? So yeah. You just tribute off their shit. Make Goddess. And you only need 4 cards. Four cards to go into Goddess. So you can basically use the IPS2 material, and then yeah, so well, I believe that's how that worked. IPS2 plus the Snake Eye and one of their monsters plus the Pit Knight Earl. So it's 5 material right there to make Goddess, and then that would negate everything else that they got on the field, all the rest of the monsters that they have, and it would provide you with a graveyard negate. So if they're trying to summon Engraver back from the graveyard, if they're trying to do like Fiendsmith stuff, you can stop them with Goddess. Yeah. So also Goddess, I need to mention this because this is kind of big. Not necessarily just Fiendsmith stuff, but if they're trying to revive back Mirakumo, Goddess can negate that. And that's one of the biggest probably stops right now in this current meta, is stopping Mirakumo, because this is a board wipe. So if you can negate that summon back from the graveyard with Goddess, you pretty much stop that. So yeah. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.